Hi everyone. Uh, I'm going to be trying and doing something a bit different today. People have been asking me to show some sort of tutorials, how I play things like that. So today I'm going to try something a bit like that, see how you react to it. It's probably going to be obvious by the time I've written a thumbnail or anything for this, but the song I've decided to do today is Folsom Prison Blues by Johhny Cash, and the reason that I've decided to do that is because I do it different. Johhny does a sort of and that's supposed to mimic like the train itself that he's talking about in the song, the movement of it along the tracks. It's supposed to have that kind of clickety-clack rhythm to it that sort of carries on the inevitability, the driving nature of the song. But how I do it is that's in my head supposed to be, instead of it resting on the idea of the train on the tracks and that kind of speed and rhythm, I think about the sense of time stretching out and contracting all over the place while you're in a prison cell. Like if you're in jail, because like being incarcerated, whether it's like a death sentence or it's like just a time in prison, must be so weird on your actual sense of time. So I wanted to show how I do it. I add chords, I change the rhythm, I do all kinds of things to this song. So I'm going to start trying to explain it as best I can. This is all going to be one take, it's all going to be rambling. I don't have the skills to do anything else, sorry. So we start with a G, and it's not your normal like 3rd fret on your E, 2nd fret on your A, 3rd fret on your top E. I also include on the B string a 3rd as well on the frets. So my little finger is on the top E on the 3rd fret. My ring finger is on the 3rd fret on the B string. My index finger, pointer finger, is on the 2nd fret on the A string, and my middle finger is on the 3rd fret on the bottom E string. I pluck with my thumb on the bottom string, and then the top 3 strings with whichever fingers you feel are comfortable for you to use, whether that's the pointer, middle and ring, the ring, middle and pinky, whatever, what you're comfortable with. That's how I started. And it goes thumb, hand, thumb, and then I switch up to a variation on a C chord, which literally just means that your index and pointer fingers, instead of being on the 3rd and 2nd frets on the B string and A string, they are now on the 3rd and 2nd frets on the A string and D string. And this makes a sort of Oasis-y Wonderwall style C chord. And they work quite well together. So it goes. So thumb, hand, thumb, thumb. something like that. Yeah? What you do with that sort of variation, again, I encourage you not to do what I'm doing, but to mess around with it, find what little fill in there sounds right to you. It feels right to you. Moving from that, we go. And that's I feel like train roll. It's rolling round the bend. And I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. And that's that bit just with 4 repetitions of your G to C pattern. And find your own, find it in your own rhythm, in your own time. You don't have to follow me exactly. Just keep on moving it from that bass line to the treble and back again. Keep on like wandering around it, if you know what I mean. Stay in that. That kind of rhythm is what I use. Again, vary it up if you like to. This is what this is about. It's like, this is how I do it. Move on to the next bit, which in Johhny Cash's version is just a straight C chord. In my version, we're using A minor and C, so it's... So we start off on an A minor, which is your index finger on the 1st fret of the B string, ring finger on the 2nd fret of the G, and middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. And then don't play this bottom one. Don't play the E string, play everything else. Okay? How I play it, plucking the A string with my thumb, hitting any of the other strings other than the A string and the E string with the rest of my hand as I see fit. We move from the A minor up to a normal C chord, not the one we've just used, but your regular just index finger on the B string, 1st fret, middle finger on the D string, 2nd fret, and ring finger on the A string, 3rd fret. Again, we're not touching them bottom E in that chord. So for this section, you ignore this. Just for that little bit. So I'm stuck in Folsom prison, and time keeps dragging on. That's what you're doing. It's I'll go through it from the beginning to sort of show you it all in one piece, which is, I hear that train a-rolling, it's rolling round the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom prison, and time keeps dragging on. Yep. And of course, you're going back down to that sort of GC thing with the, I'm stuck in Folsom prison, time keeps dragging on. Back down to that, so you're in the... Then we go back to the A minor in my version. In Johhny Cash's version, he goes straight to a D major, which is... So Johnny Cash's version is, I hear that train a-rolling, it's rolling round the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom prison, and time keeps dragging on. That train keeps rolling on down to San Antone. He goes straight to the D major, whereas I go to an A minor. That train keeps rolling on down to San Antone. We go from A minor. That train keeps rolling, C major, D major, on down to San Antone. So if we put it all together, it's I hear that train a-rolling, it's rolling round the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps rolling on down to San Antone. That's the basis for the entire song, because we're moving into the second voice. It's sort of, when I was just a baby, that one. It's still the same thing over again. It's when I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy and don't ever play with guns. I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. I hear that lonesome whistle, I hang my head and cry. And it establishes a pattern because you're doing basically the same thing with the guitar throughout the first and second verse. You've introduced the story, the narrative, with the first bit of it. And this is how I sort of rationalize how I play this. Totally forgot to say, by the way, sorry if you've been struggling. This is in half step down standard tuning. So this is an E flat, not an E currently. So if you're struggling to get into tune with me trying to play along, I'm sorry, that's why I play mostly in half step down tuning. I just like it better. Because I'm pretentious like that. The third verse is where things change up, because you're changing the perspective. The first verse is, I hear that train rolling, it's rolling around the bend. You're from the protagonist's viewpoint, and you're getting into their head, and you're sort of, they're becoming you, you're characterizing yourself as them. The second verse continues that with expositioning on how this character's gotten into this place. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns, blah, 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 blah. The third verse is where we see a change in perspective. I bet there's rich folks eating in their fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. It's the same chord structure. Nothing changes about that. But I feel like the style, the tempo, that everything has to change to accommodate this shift. So what I usually do is I usually go, I bet there's rich folks eating in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming, and I know I can't be free. That train keeps a rolling, and that's what tortures me. kind of going back into that. Whatever you've chosen as your sort of main rhythm, at the end of it, break it down. Do a bit of a strip it back, or over rhythmatize it, like something like I bet there's rich folks eating in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming. Well, I know I cannot be free. That train keeps her rolling, and that's what tortures me. If they freed me from this prison, that railroad train was mine, then I think I'd move it on a little farther down the line. Oh. Next verse. More power, hope, some kind of rationalization, some sort of like, is it a way out? Is it a something? It's something to, it's an escapism. It's trying to feel powerful while you are weak and powerless in jail with no freedom, with no anything like that. So I like to put that little bit of extra oomph in it. Whew. Sorry, my coffee is disagreeing with me while I'm doing this, so apologies. The idea behind that last verse, what I'm trying to do with it is, I want to wrap this up. I want to make it feel like a completed story, a completed song. I want it to have gone somewhere, even though my protagonist has gone nowhere at all, right? I want it to be something which is giving some level of like fin, some coda, some finale to the song. I like to start it off with being a bit more like plaintive and like direct. So to give an idea, if they freed me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, well, then I think I'd move it on a little farther down the line. Oh, far from Folsom prison, that's where I want to stay. And I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. And you could leave it with just one go round of that verse in particular, but I like to repeat it. A little bit of a difference to it. If you were hopeful the first time, then be desperate the second time, you know what I mean? If you were desperate the first time, then be despairing or hopeful the second time. Oh, if they freed me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, well, then I think I'd move it on a little farther down the line. Oh, far from Folsom prison, that's where I want to stay. And I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Something like that. So I hope you got a good idea of how to do all of this. And just to sort of finish it off, I'm going to do a run through of basically how I do it in full. I know that there's other versions of this up on the channel already, but hey, you don't have to flick between videos all the time, so here goes. I hear that train a-rolling, it's rolling around the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom prison, and time keeps dragging on. That train keeps rolling on down to San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy. Don't ever play with guns. Well, I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. I hear that lonesome whistle, I hang my head and cry. I bet there's rich folks eating in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee, smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming, and I know that I cannot be free. Those people keep on moving, and that's what tortures me. If they freed me from this prison, the railroad train was mine. But then I think I'd move it on a little farther down the line. Oh, far from Folsom prison, that is where that I want to stay. And I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Well, if they freed me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, I think I'd move it on a little farther down the line, no far from Folsom prison. That's where I want to stay. And I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. And I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was something that was something like what you would want to see. And I hope that the 24-minute length of this damn thing isn't putting you off. Other than that, good luck with your guitaring, good luck with your singing, good luck with your cover artistry, your writing, your original work, everything. I hope to see it soon. Thank you. Bye.